This is the finals of Celebrity MasterChef Australia. Last time, Simon Caddage had a panna cotta shocker.
Unfortunately, he doesn't look too sexy.
And was out.
Disappointing to hear the verdict, but it's also a very fair decision.
Now,
if this was my kitchen, I'd be kicking your...
5 fabulous celebrity cooks.
Never done this before.
Fingers crossed, things are going to be okay.
The pressure of a real 5-star hotel kitchen.
80 paying customers.
This is not an easy place to work.
Someone's MasterChef journey will end.
Shit, take this away, take them away.
I honestly have no idea what I'm doing.
Only one can claim the title of Australia's first Celebrity MasterChef.
I hate finishing second, let alone fifth.
And $50,000 for their favourite charity.
It's imperative that I do well today.
Who will it be?
Today is the second semi-final. It's imperative that I do well today. Making it to the top 5 from 18 celebrities is, oh my God, a crazy feeling. I didn't even think I'd get through my heat.
I would hate to be going home today. I hate finishing second, let alone fifth. And fingers crossed, things are going to be okay.
Amen. Amen.
So I'm woken up by the judges at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, rise and shine, sweetheart. Look at you.
You'd think I'd be used to it by now with all the swimming in the early mornings, but after the last few challenges, it's knocked me for 6.
You ever worn one of these before?
No.
I reckon, let's have a look. Let's try you on for size.
Gary and George give me a chef's white, which is a uniform that chefs wear in the kitchen. So after receiving that, it started to sink in, and I think today is going to be tough.
Hey!
Morning, beautiful.
It wasn't so pleasant having them bust in really early.
Chef's jacket. Worn one of those before? No. First time. Hope it fits.
Me too.
Get
Pretty
yourself,
exciting.
geared up. Because in half an hour, we want you upstairs, level 36. Big surprise, no MasterChef kitchen today.
Ah.
Putting on a chef's white today just felt really great. I mean, it really brought home that we're in MasterChef, we're competing, and it's getting a lot more serious.
It's the first time I've ever worn chef's whites. Yeah, it's pretty daunting, and I'm really confused about what this challenge might be.
Here we go. George and Gary tell us to go to level 36. I knock on Eamon's door. How we go, mate? Morning. And he and I march to the lift in our uniforms.
Ready to cook?
I'm pretty freaked out at this point. This is going to be interesting.
When we arrive on level 36, we walk into beautiful glass doors and it says Altitude Restaurant. Gorgeous chairs, beautiful dining room. There's a beautiful view of the Sydney Harbour Bridge and the judges are standing there.
Welcome to all 5 of you. Congratulations on getting this far. You have done brilliantly well. I expect you're wondering why you're here at Altitude Restaurant. You're about to attempt a challenge we've never done on MasterChef before.
You're standing in a top restaurant, a one-hat restaurant. Amazing. And in a few short hours, this restaurant's going to be packed. 80 customers, 80 paying customers. Knife and fork in hand, where's my lunch? And guess who's cooking it?
Not us.
80 paying customers, all wanting their food pronto. What have we got ourselves into?
You're standing in a chef's jacket. Yeah, it's our uniform. This is what we do battle in. And in terms of service, what can you expect? It's like a war zone. It's pressure, it's hard work. Michelle, you think your workouts are tough? You wait till you get into a 50-degree kitchen, start sweating buckets. It's the best aerobic workout you will ever have.
This is how it's going to work. Once service finishes, you will present a dish to us. We will taste it, and from there we'll pick the worst dish. That person will be, unfortunately, leaving the competition.
So, time to meet the chef of Altitude Restaurant. Let's go.
Gary then takes all of us into the kitchen to meet the head chef and see where we'll be working for the rest of the day.
Come on, guys, let's go. Steve, how you going?
Good.
We've got some celebrities for you. This is the chef of Altitude Restaurant, Steve Krasecki.
G'day.
So this is the boss. What he says goes. Now, each of you is going to be preparing a dish. There are 2 entrees, 2 mains, and a dessert. All we have to do is divvy up those jobs.
Okay. Well, I've been doing desserts, so maybe if you guys don't feel comfortable, I can do it. What do you think?
I prefer an entree or a main, like every dish.
That's main.
I'll go entree.
Entree? What do you feel confident at? Main?
I'll do entree. My first choice maybe would have been a main, because entrees are usually pretty fiddly. So anyway, I guess 30 plus status I'll be first finished.
You've got just on 2 hours to get ready for lunch. You've got 80 paying customers coming in. This is Steve's kitchen. He's worked really hard to get 1 hat for this restaurant. So it's his reputation on the line. The consequences if it's not perfect?
It's in the bin, no questions asked.
That's how you run your kitchen on a day-to-day, huh?
Absolutely.
All right, let's break onto your sections and start reading those lists.
This is full on. It's now 10 a.m. We haven't actually looked at what we're cooking, and we've got 2 hours till the first customer walks through the door.
So the rules of the challenge today, it's an a la carte menu for 80 guests. Each have to order an entree, main and dessert, and we won't know the numbers until the orders come through.
These dishes look tricky, they look complicated, and they look like you've really just got to be meticulous.
So it was time to go to our workstation, and Michelle and I just went with whichever one was in front of us. I choose the tortellini. It's got a bunch of different processes in getting it together, apart from the fact you've got to make the pasta from the start. Here we go.
You break and you pull, okay? You break, you pull.
The tortellini has spanner crab mousse inside. Had to break open the crabs, pull out the meat and puree it with some cream and stuff. Then had to pass it through a sieve. That was really difficult because you had to scrape it with a scraper over the sieve. And honestly, my arm was just starting to kill me. This is the first time I've made pasta, and it's pretty daunting because there's 2 on each plate. Times that by maybe 50 people are going to want it, so that's 100 little tortellini guys you've got to hand make.
Just get all that flour in there and then bring it together, okay?
Yep.
The dish that I'll be making today is a kingfish marinated in chili and basil with a basil sorbet and mayonnaise. The first thing with my dish is I have to debone a whole kingfish.
So you start from the back and work your way forward, right?
Sure, nice, slow, smooth strokes.
So you go underneath the fin.
Charlie, the sous chef, gives me a quick demo, and then I'm off. I've pretty much got the responsibility of getting that fish right. The marinade I make actually cooks the fish. This is for the sorbet, so we need to squeeze heaps of limes and lemons to get that juice, to really get those big, strong, bold flavours. So...
All right, so I think we might be at 60 mils, yeah? What do you think?
Let's weigh it up.
Let's weigh it.
I'm cooking a main and I chose the Angus beef dish. Because I have a main, I have slightly more preparation time than Michelle and Kirk.
I'm browning off this beef cheek. I'm going to put that in the oven because I need to braise that, and it's going to take probably over an hour, 2 hours.
I think a lot of us are shell-shocked at the amount of things we have to prepare and the effort that goes into producing all this food.
You take off the head of the fillet. Yeah. All right. This bit here. Yeah. You're going to run your knife down there. Yep. All right.
Next, I take all the fat off the beef fillets. wrap it in Glad wrap so it keeps its shape, and cut them into serving size pieces. I'm making the sep powder, which is a type of mushroom that's in the sauce. I then make the sep sauce, and that's something that I'm going to be marinating the meat in after they've been cooked.
I choose to do the pork. I love pork. I think it's a beautiful, succulent, juicy meat. So I get sent up to the fridge, and they say it's hanging on a rack up there, and all of a sudden I've got this whole pig slung over my shoulder. This is going to be interesting. I just try not to look in its eyes. So I just come down along here. First of all, we have to break down the pig. We have to fillet the whole pig, basically, and cut all these different pieces of meat. Constantine, who was helping me, you know, he'd do one half and then I'd do the other. It was a real experience, and actually I've always wanted to learn how to fillet things like pigs and cows, so it was quite interesting. With the pig, there's 3 different cuts of meat. The thing is that you have to prep each one and then have them ready for service.
You have 45 minutes to go. George and I are worried. You are in it.
Come on, Alex, you're not playing your guitar.
And then we have to prep the potato fondants, which is basically doing a nice cut down the middle and then using a peeler and slowly peeling around the outside to get this sort of little domey effect. Just be checking.
I volunteered to do the chocolate fondant. There's only one dessert on the menu, so that means if 80 people want desserts, I have to make 80 desserts, so I'm a little bit worried. I make the ice cream first because it needs time to churn down and get cold. I had to crack 36 eggs for my fondant mixture. That's probably more eggs that I've eaten in my whole life put together.
After this, oh God, melt chocolate, whisk in butter, and then fold both mixes by hand. I'm not used to cooking in such big sizes.
Right.
We want them about 40, 50 grams for 2 pieces, yeah?
Yep. As I'm cutting the kingfish, I need to make sure that each slice is exactly the same. The fish needs to look the same. The salad needs to look the same. It's all got to be perfect.
A lot of pressure, yeah, because we've got to get this done. Pasta's got to rest for a while, and we've got to get it all ready to go by 12. Anyway, everyone keeps saying, we'll get there, so entrees might be late.
It's completely crazy in this kitchen. There's people everywhere moving past you with hot things, you know, and it's like a war zone in there.
You've got 15 minutes to service, come on!
Guys, Gary and I have never been so worried before. You need to move, you need to go, you need to bring it home. Come on!
Okay, guys, start cleaning down the sections.
So with all the, you know, the shouting and the pressure and everything in the kitchen, I don't think I'm coping that well with it.
I think we're nearly there. We've still got to make the pasta though, so yeah, it's a bit scary.
You got 5 minutes to go before those customers start bleeding through the door.
You know what? This is climbing the mountain. This is what working in the kitchen's all about. If this was my kitchen, I'd be kicking your butts.
Prep time's starting to run out, and I think I'm pretty much responsible for the restaurant being probably half an hour behind.
Yeah.
Oh. Next. Guys, yeah, we got 4 minutes. I want you cleaning down your sections and ready, yeah? Service about to start.
Guests are in the restaurant. People are sitting down and getting ready to start ordering.
All right, guys, first table's in. Hey. 1 kingfish, followed by 1 pork medium. Hey.
The first docket comes through. It's kingfish. Here we go.
I want the first kingfish up in 3 minutes. Hey. Yeah, let's go. Let's get the first couple tables up quick.
Fish, nervous as. We're the first plate up. We've got to put it together.
Cucumber?
Cucumber. There's definitely a system to my dish. I can pre-plate a lot of it and just leave the finishing touches to the last minute. Small piles.
Yeah, 2 small piles, yeah?
With a little bit of everything.
You'll make them look the same.
Chef, 1 kingfish up.
Okay, no fingerprints?
No.
Get here, there, and there. Yeah, really good. Everyone like this. Everyone. All right, let's go. Table 7, 1 kingfish, please. Okay, Okay, new order, 4 covers. 3 tortellini, 1 king.
Steve actually does the plating of my dish, so all I have to do is put all the 5 components together.
Kirk, tortellinis.
Coming.
I get my first order, and I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. It just goes blank.
Kirk's butter's burnt. It's not there, and the scallops are getting really thick in the oil, so they're really crisp. Yeah. Smell this. See the difference in sweetness?
I can't.
This is still acceptable, yeah? But you want more of this.
More of that,
yeah?
like,
Yeah?
It's just such a horrible feeling because, you know, you have to get it together.
Okay.
Kirk, brunoise and garnish up. Kirk, you listen to me?
You need one?
Garnish.
Garnish, yep.
Pumpkin seeds, yeah? Sage.
Yeah.
Come on, Kirk, we're falling behind, yeah?
Yeah.
1 king, follow 1 beef medium.
1 beef medium. My first order comes through, and I'm thinking, this is it. I've got to cook a beef and make sure it tastes good. We're all under the pump, and it's not easy.
What's going on there, mate? What's happening? You just chuck your spinach away. What happened?
Just a bit too much salt in there.
Right.
It's just a bit too salty.
You know why it's too salty? I see you put wet hands in and you're just clumsy. You've got to dry your hands off and put a tiny sprinkle in. Taste? Tiny sprinkle if it needs more.
I have already organised some of my plates. I have my mayonnaise, salad garnish, the kingfish ready to go. The last part of my dish is the quenelle of the sorbet. It needs to be perfectly smooth on top, not too big, not too small, and it needs to be able to sit flatly on top of the kingfish.
Wait, now you gotta wait. You ask how long tortellini? So ask him.
Kurt,
Yeah.
how long tortellini?
Up in 2 minutes.
Thanks, babe.
Okay, that's all we gotta do.
At this point, I'm feeling really good. I'm organised, I've got all my dishes ready to go.
Chef?
Chef, 3 up.
You got lots of time for that quenelle.
Then there's a hiccup with the tortellini, and my dishes are waiting.
You got lots of time for that quenelle.
Shit.
That quenelle better be perfect.
I burn my scallops.
It up.
Throw it out, start again.
All of them?
Throw it out, throw it out. Dump it out, yeah? You're only as good as what you put up, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get some scallops out.
The pressure's just dying inside. When you stuff it up, burn something, I hold up the rest of that order, and we're supposed to be timing it together so that they're ready at the same time to go out to the table.
This is really a nervous process because I've got my kingfish ready and I've got my sorbet on, but now there's a hold up and my sorbet's starting to melt. And if it melts too much, chef's just gonna chuck it out, so. The tortellini's not ready, the sorbet is just about melted, and the head chef has to make the call.
No, replay. No, come on. Work together, yeah? Take this away, take them away.
Kingfish can't go. You'll have to plate up again, Michelle.
I'm not serving this, yeah? Come on, get rid of it.
For me, that is the most gut-wrenching moment. I have to plate up again.
Do not sorbet until I say.
Yes, chef.
What do the clientele here at Altitude look for?
Our clientels are after quick, fast meals, and I'm a bit worried. We've only had 1 entree come out.
No, I know. And you've got a fair number of regulars here, I see.
But yes, we do have a lot of regulars, especially in
So these guys are going to know.
They know
if the
exactly this. If that standard drops, yeah, they're going to be in trouble.
Someone help me with the stove's gone out.
Kirk, I'm picking up 5 tort.
Yep.
As soon as I start plating that, another 5 tort.
Okay.
Mate, you're the busy man today, aren't you?
The dockets just keep coming through.
Okay, new order, 4 covers.
The calls are getting more and more frantic.
Michelle, 6 quenelles, please, yeah?
Yes, chef.
Let's go.
Kirk and I are under the pump.
I'm starting to plate 4. You got to make 1 quenelle. I want it perfect to serve with this.
But with that speed, also has to be perfection. Every plate must look great. Perfect.
Kingfish up, chef.
Beautiful.
Quenelle, perfect, chef.
Okay, you got to make a big call like that, yeah? You got to make these both equal. Perfect is perfect in the center. Perfect is both of them equal, yeah?
It's daunting coming under the fire of the head chef because this is the man that's got his name on the line, and I want to do everything I can to make sure that I'm living up to it.
Kingfish up, chef.
You done? It's all done?
Yes.
Okay, you boys listening? You guys are gonna get hammered on the meats right now, yeah? Okay, so keep your eyes open. Let's go.
I'm cooking the pig and making sure the potato fondant's warm and ready to go out there, refreshing all the sauces, and then giving them to Constantine and Steve, and they're plating.
Hot on the pass. I'm feeling pretty good. I think, you know, it's going to get better and better and quicker, and this is once I get my head more and more around it.
Oh.
I'm having a suckling pig, and it's absolutely exceptional.
It was very nice. It's quite unusual having the different cuts of the pork.
So I'm washing up a frying pan that I've been using, and I had a tea towel wrapped around the handle because everything gets quite hot in this kitchen. And while I'm washing it, the tea towel just came away from the handle and my palm pressed against it and gave me a little burn.
I wanted to keep going, but I think it's rules that you have to have a bandage up before I go back in. So pretty backed up, so it's a tough road ahead, which is why I really want to get back in there. I've got to swim in the morning, so I'm going to have to...
Now I've got my bling bling on my hand, I decided to get back in the kitchen and start prepping up more dishes.
That should be fun. Thanks. What are we up to?
Gary, it's an hour into service. It feels so tense in here.
Dockets are banked up. You know what happens. First dockets come in, everybody's pretty relaxed. They think they know what's going on, and then all of a sudden, bang. Kirk is struggling on the scallops. You know what he's doing wrong each time? Putting in that little bit of butter at the end, a little bit of lemon juice to make a beurre noisette to baste them, and he's taking it over every time. It's driving Steve crazy. So I've seen Steve chuck 3 of Michelle's dishes in the bin. 3 kingfish gone.
The last thing he needs is customers out there not getting the right dish. She needs to pull her socks up and make sure it's beautiful.
In terms of the mains, Alex, you know, he's doing the pork dish. That is really hard.
And it really hasn't kicked through the main course side of it. It's not, we're only about an hour in.
Yeah, it's all
wait till the
entree.
next half an hour comes through, and it's going to be on for young and old.
Steve?
Yes?
You've got a send back from table 9. They've been here since 12:30, which is an hour, and they think that looks like garbage basically and is dry. And
Okay, Kirk, Michelle, come here. Yeah, over here now.
I just felt, oh my God, nothing worse than the wrath of Steve.
See this? This is no good, yeah? These toilets are cold, yeah? You gotta come up together, guys. Yeah? Okay? One's up, one's not. Next one's up, the other one's not. Gonna get together, talk, and come up. Come on, let's get back. Let's do this next table right,
Thanks,
yeah?
Chef.
Okay?
This is where you are playing as a team. You play as a team, and you all have to fit the puzzles together.
Come on, come on. Torts are up and waiting, yeah? We don't want these back. Michelle, that looks like shit, yeah?
Yeah.
Look at that. Throw that away. Throw it away.
I ended up having Steve, the head chef, come over and say, here's how I want you to do it.
Now this, yeah? Watch. Just pulling it forward like that. You're pushing it right on the side, right?
So after that, I started really nailing my dishes. They started looking better and better and better. Entrees up. I feel really proud.
Perfect, yeah?
Great.
So I've seen everyone under the stress of having to get their dishes up, and now it's my turn.
Chef, first dessert's up.
Yes.
My first batch of fondants that came out looked perfect. They were just a little bit jiggly.
New order. Let's pick up 5 beef, 1 rare, 1 medium, 1 medium rare, 1 medium well, 1 well done.
It's so important to cook the meat as how it's ordered, because if I waste all this beef, it's going to get sent back and I'm going to run out of beef to serve for the rest of the day.
The beef fillet, how are you cooking that? Butter poaching it?
Yep, poaching it into the butter sauce.
You can understand why the chef is wanting to butter poach it. You know, it's a beautiful piece of meat. It's Angus beef. It's got a +8 score of marbling. With a quality product like that, you can't go wrong.
The sauce almost spoiled it for me, but the beef was very tender and juicy, so that made up for it, really.
It's not too salty or too flavoured. It's just a piece of barbecued beef,
The gravy or sauce has still got some powder. I was just asking whether chefs would mind if I actually took it home for the dogs, because I think they'd like it.
I've got to send back. Apparently there was
I get 1 or 2 dishes sent back.
Yeah, let's go. I need a medium rare beef now. Aiden, there's powder in the sauce. I need 1 up right now.
Right now.
You start freaking out.
If I don't serve it right, they're going to throw it back and I'm going to have to cook it again, which slows down the whole service, and that affects everyone.
2 fondants, up!
Second batch of fondants come, serve them out. They look fine to me.
We had the chocolate torte, but it was just terribly burnt from the outside all the way in. And
it looked like it should have been really, really nice, but it's burnt. Sorry.
What's wrong with it? It's burnt. Oh.
I'm plating a dish as usual, and then all of a sudden I hear, burnt fondants.
Okay, I need another fondant, yeah? They said the last one was burnt. Watch how you put it on the tray. If it's too hot at the bottom, it burns, okay?
I wanted to make Steve proud, and a burnt fondant isn't going to make Steve proud.
We need 1 right now.
You put so much effort into creating and making the dish so perfect, and someone's looked at it and told me it was burnt. It hurt.
Is that burnt?
Let's see it. No, that's good to go. That's perfect. Yeah, that's the way I want it.
Chef, new fondant is up.
Wait, that's the way. You gotta make sure someone sends it back, it has to be perfect, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want them to complain it twice.
Yes,
yeah,
Chef.
go.
Happy with that?
Cool, yes. Strain it, and you're there. That is a good garnish, yeah?
The high point of service for me was either when I finally kind of really was getting my head around putting it together.
Guys, we're picking up the last table for entrees. 1 kingfish, 1 torte.
Another one?
Or when it was over.
Yeah. Thank you. That was exciting.
It's my, that's my dish. The entree service is over. I'm exhausted, relieved. It was just the most amazing rush I've ever had. Charlie?
Good work. Good work. Did well.
Thank you.
Guys, it's 20-2. You heard it. Entree service is now over.
So I know that I need to pick up speed, and I know I need to be on my game. And the third batch of fondants that came out were falling over.
No. Chef, they're not.
What's wrong?
They're all runny.
I lift the mould off the fondant and they totally collapse.
Look, they're too.
Oh, they're too runny.
And we put them in longer, they're too hard.
If the oven cools down, yeah, they're gonna take a little longer to cook.
Set.
Yeah.
That's batch number 3, and I really need to start getting them right.
Yeah, how long beef, how long pork?
5 minutes.
You up in the beef?
Yep, just getting the cheek.
Beginning of service, I was lost. I didn't quite understand, the calls for orders and things like that.
And this is the last 2 mains, guys. 4 beef, 2 medium rare, 2 medium, and 4 pork.
But once that clicked in for me, I really felt confident and I started to fire up.
Yeah.
2 pork coming.
And you helping us with dinner, right?
I'm glad it's all over, but at the same time, it was a real buzz.
Well,
I don't think I've ever sweat that much in my life.
I know.
The fact that I've got through this whole service being an amateur chef, and it's a one-hat restaurant, which is no easy feat. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Yeah, I'm sort of the only one in here. It's gone really quiet.
By the end of service, I was going really great. At one point, I had 9 plates on the workbench at once. I felt like a machine.
Yum. I love it.
I was so happy and so relieved that all that hard work paid off.
Right, guys, it's 3:30. Service is over. Come forward, please. Come on.
Come on, Alex. Come on, Eamon. Brilliant job. Well done. I think you should all pat each other on the back. Yeah, fantastic. Well done.
Well done, guys. Well done.
So George and I are going to go and taste your dishes, decide who's cooked the best dish of the day, and of course, in the end, who has to leave the competition.
Everyone seems pretty happy, so we'll see what happens when it comes to judgment.
Service was over, but we had to plate up one final dish for the judges. Needless to say, it was the most important dish of the day. I'm the first person to take my dish up to the judges, and I'm still pumped. I'm still wired from what just happened. I think that they could really see that on my face as well.
So, Michelle, how did you find your first real day in a commercial kitchen?
I think it was the most intense experience I've ever had, but I loved it. My heart was just pumping the whole time.
OK, we better taste your dish before the sorbet melts. Let's go, George. Thanks, George. I think, to be honest, and I've eaten this dish before, I think the fish is cut really quite thick. I think it's a little bit too thick for me, you know, to really enjoy it, and not quite enough of the salad underneath for it to complement each other. That's the whole idea. Little piece of fish, a little bit of the salad, you know, all those little shreddy vegetables. Nice presentation. You've done well. I think you got better throughout the service, and obviously that last dish you put up, I think was probably the best one that I saw. Yeah. Some of them were a little bit ropey.
Is that a pip? Yeah. Lemon pips? Yeah, that's a shame, because your presentation's quite beautiful, flavour's there, seasoned well, but that does let it down.
I was so careful with my salads, and of all the dishes that I pumped out through that kitchen, the one that goes in front of the judges is the one with a lemon pip in it. Can I get any more unlucky?
You're emotional, and I've not seen you. You like, I mean, I can see you welling. I mean, I can sense it.
Amazing. It's just that you're so pumped. I just wanted it to be perfect.
The balance of flavours is really important, and you've managed to achieve that. The cutting of the radish, cucumber has to be perfect. It is. The sorbet can't be too big because it's quite sweet, so there's a danger it will overpower everything, and your ratio was good. The only issue, other than that lemon pip, is the cutting of the fish.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
So I take my plate out to the judges, and there's just that horrible silence while you're waiting for them to tell you what they think.
You've got a giant smear of something down your left leg.
I know, I have. I don't know what it is. I think it's butter.
How did you go in the kitchen?
Not so well. I burnt a bunch of things, and yeah, it was a pretty stressful time. Very, very difficult.
Thank you. George, would you plate, please?
Sorry, there's only one scallop.
Thanks, George. You've obviously done a great job to impress, you know, the number of people that you serve. Lovely soft pasta, beautiful soft silky spanner crab, lovely little scallop, maybe a little bit too brown, but still cooked perfectly, and that lovely sage flavour that just bursts in your mouth when you eat it. It's a great dish. I think you've done a good job in putting that plate of food up.
Thank you.
You were the one under most pressure in that kitchen. You were cooking a la minute, to the minute, scallops in the pan, literally to the customer within seconds. Fabulous job. And yeah, you burnt lots, you undercooked some, you're braising them at times, but it's one of those things you've got to get into a rhythm of. And if you haven't cooked them, you know, day in, day out, wow.
And the whole point about the experience of going to a restaurant is what happens on the plate. I don't care how many scallops George or Gary have thrown away to get me that one perfect thing. The issue is their accountant ringing them up and saying you're going out of business. And you would send a lot of chefs bankrupt with that behaviour. But in terms of a dish, what you've managed to do is to take a great dish and put it in front of the customer in the best possible way. And as either of these guys as head chefs would tell you, that's what you want in your kitchen. Thank you, Kurt. You may leave.
Thank you.
Well done.
I've plated up my dish as I didn't get the chance to plate up during service. It was the first time I'd done so. I feel pretty good about it. I'm taking it to the judges.
How do you think you went?
I feel like it took a little while to kind of know what I had to do.
Yeah.
I really feel once I did get that, I felt my confidence kick in and the drive really kick in just to always deliver what the chef needed every time.
Okay, mate. Shall we taste?
Yeah, let's do it.
Great flavour. I mean, it's a really tasty dish. And suckling pigs, that meat, that from snout to tail, it's delicious. Only criticism would be this little leathery piece of belly. It's not crispy enough. It's not nice to eat. And then you've got that thick rind of fat there that, you know, you need a lot of water to digest it.
Suckling pig is all about the crunch and the crackle. And that's the one thing you got wrong with this dish, is that leathery, fatty bit of belly here. It's a beautiful dish, well executed, and a credit to you, and a credit to Stephen. Just that leathery skin.
Thank you, Alex. You can leave the tasting room.
Thanks, guys.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
It's my turn to take my dish to the judges, and I'm feeling nervous. I've only got one chance at this, and even though I've done it for the last 2 hours, I could quite easily stuff it up now.
Eamon, show me your hand. What did you do?
I was washing out one of the pans that had been on the stove, and the tea towel that I usually wrapped around had fallen away, and just put my palm on it.
Ouch. Your first burn. These guys will love that. They get quite wistful about burns on arms.
Yeah.
You know, it's a kind of like a rite of passage. George, let's take a look. Were you happy with how that beef looks?
I would have liked it a little bit rarer, but at the end of a long service, it was the last bit of meat to be taken out, and I think it's not overcooked. I still would like it like that, but I was aiming to make it a bit rarer.
What you did today was very commendable. It takes, you know, years of experience to be able to cook cuisons of beef to a service, you know, cooking degrees, medium rare, well done, medium well, blue rare. And, you know, that's a pat on your back for standing up and taking the burns that you've taken today. This piece, it would get sent back in a dark restaurant because I'd cut into it and go, it's not rare, if that's what they ordered it at. Apart from that, it's a gutsy, yummy beef dish.
For me, that reduction is Vegemite. It's been taken too far. It's quite sticky. And I know from the comments from the floor, a couple of people felt that the meat itself was quite bland.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Eamon. You may leave the tasting room.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, mate. Well done.
It's now my turn to take my plate into the judges' tasting table. And I'm feeling a little bit nervous only because my ice cream is starting to melt and it's not going to look as good as it should.
Rachel, you happy with the way the fondant was cooked?
We had a bit of trouble at the start of the day. They were coming out a little bit burnt and crisp on the outside, so we had one sent back. So I fixed that problem, and now they're okay.
Right, shall we taste?
Yep, let's taste it.
The whole thing about a fondant is the moment where you cut it open and you get that volcanic, slow ooze of the filling. Now, walking around the dining room, every single one of them did that. That is One hat territory. Fantastic. There is, however, that issue that some of them were burnt.
Yeah.
So this is what I do, right? I get all this yummy stuff, because this is all yummy, and I've devoured it, and then the waiter comes and he picks it up, and see underneath the plate? Chocolate. And where would have that ended up on? The tablecloth. But I can let that go because I'll probably end up licking that as well, right? Because it was so delicious.
Thanks, guys. I've made it this far, and there's nothing more that I want than to make it through to the next round. I'm just so eager to see what's in store next for us.
The 5 of you have probably done the hardest thing you'll ever do. But at the end of the day, we have to judge it. And we judge it on a couple of things. We judged it on the taste, here in the tasting room. What we thought, how you cooked it, was it cooked to perfection? We also take into consideration what the customers thought, as well as that, what Steve thought of your performance in the kitchen today.
Kirk, step forward. You were a disaster in the kitchen. But yours was the dish that universally was loved in the dining room. And what you put in front of us, that scallop, that tortellini, was perfectly cooked. Well done, you're safe, step back into line.
I'm really relieved to know that I'm safe today. My dish gets voted Dish of the Day, which is fantastic. Hopefully it balances out the fact that I was a disaster in the kitchen.
Rachel, step forward. That was a terrible beginning. Watching burnt puddings go back is what you never want to see in a dining room. But you fixed it. And then you put out pudding after pudding after pudding, methodical, clean, perfect, cut, oozing with chocolate. And the final one, the one you put in front of us, again, identical, perfect. That's what a great chef does, consistency. And that's why you are going through to the next stage. Please step back into the line.
You can really feel the tension. We're all wanting to stay.
You could hear a pin drop in the room.
Alex, you had the hardest dish. Our pork didn't have the crackling it deserved or needed. But when it came to you in the kitchen, you were the one that would have been chosen out of all these 5 to stay and do dinner service. It doesn't get higher in praise than that. You have to go through to the next stage. Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.
I'm through to the next round. I'm looking forward to cooking and just enjoying more time with all these foodies. It's been fantastic.
Eamon, Michelle, please step forward. Tough day, but in the end it comes down to you two. One of you will not be going forward to become Australia's first celebrity MasterChef.
Standing there with Eamon, finding out that I'm in the bottom 2 with him is just too emotional. We've become really good mates. I don't want to go, but I don't want to say goodbye to him either.
Michelle, you probably had the easiest dish in the kitchen today. You did well. You got the dishes up. However, some things ended up in the bin. You didn't work that well with the rest of the kitchen. Eamon, some of the feedback from the dining room was that dish was a little bland. The sauce was a little sticky, and whether or not the cuisson was spot on for every customer is a question mark. However, you took the lion's share of the dishes that were ordered today in that restaurant. That was a tough thing, and well done. Eamon, Michelle, it comes down to a decision between the two of you. Michelle? I'm afraid you're not going any further in this competition.
That's fine. Thank you. That's fine. I'm devastated. I'm absolutely gutted because I've really invested a lot of myself into this. I've loved the competition, I've fallen in love with the food, and I've learnt so much.
Michelle, are you disappointed?
Oh yeah, of course. I would have loved to have gone further along. If I have to go home, having done what I did today, I'm very happy and I'm pretty proud of what I've achieved.
Fantastic.
Michelle, you came into this competition with bags of energy and all that kind of pizzazz that we know from The Biggest Loser. And you've cooked some spectacular food. You've done some amazing things. You've grown beyond recognition as a chef. It's been a pleasure having you in the MasterChef kitchen. Well done.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This competition has definitely changed me. What I've done today, cooking in a commercial kitchen, I will never sit in a restaurant the same way ever again. I have a whole new respect for chefs, their passion, the way that they just live and breathe it. I totally understand it now.
Next time on Celebrity MasterChef.
The croquembouche is coming to get ya.
One semi-final remains.
My goodness, it's hard.
The ultimate test of cooking skill.
Oh, don't give up. Come on.
Burn myself again.
Only 3 celebrities can make it to the final.
You are kidding me.
Who will they be?
Was it good enough to make it through into the finale?